Okay, quick Wednesday morning radar update. So, another day, another gap higher. That painful melt market. Let's go and have a look at the US. US ripped higher again yesterday, didn't it? You know, these markets are in such a tight range. But we get an accumulation day on the S&P yesterday. Looks like little bull flags. You know, it looks so bullish that it could fail. You know, it's the usual way these things tend to go. The better they look, the more likely they are to fail. So you've got to embrace a little bit of randomness and just place a bit more faith in the trend. But the trend is up, so you know the 250 has visited all-time highs in the history of the world again today. Small caps right up at highs again. Yes, it could base out. Who knows what would, you know. One thing I do know about double tops is that, you know, it's probably the worst kind of indicator of market direction there is, because, you know, people say double top, you know, it should mean the market drops. I'll show you some double tops. Here was a double top. Here was a double top. You know, I could go on all day here. Here was a double top. It dropped for a couple of days and then went up. Here was a double top. Here was a double top. You know, over and over and over again, you know, double tops. If I had to choose a direction, I would trade towards double tops all day long. But I actually trade towards triple tops because I like to see a double top to know that there's a potential base building. Anyway, straight off piste, let's quickly have a look. Metals are quiet today after a couple of soft days. Probably the pound's probably doing okay. Yeah, it's bumbling around. Little bull flag on the pound there as well, isn't there? Let's just move into the volume leaders today. It is 10 past 10. We should have traded 25% to be on average volume. It's an on volume day in the large caps. Let's have a look at the sectors. Pretty mixed. A healthy mix, we'll call that. I'm going to fly through these because I want to go and look where I do business. What's Burford actually trading towards now? A tick back up. Yeah, it's pretty sort of. It's not going to get you very excited on the growth screen, this one. But we've talked about it many times already. We've talked about the reverse volatility base here and the potential that we actually looked at it on this high volume swing point. It's gone kind of sideways since. But, you know, we looked at that as a potential pullback. You can see how I would have sized for that as well. Moving on. Let's just buzz through these. A DWF is a return to growth as well. Tick down in the forward turnover on this one, and a return to pre-tax profit. Yeah, it doesn't really register on the growth screener, does it? It's a nice looking potential, nice looking base there for people. Is it through news today? No. Moving on. Resistance is futile. I've just posted about BKS. I'm just going to jump off piste and let's go and have a look at BKS because that one's in a very interesting place. I'm talking my own book before I even move on to this page, I will tell you now. Bloomsbury Publishing, very normal action, just a visit to mean trend, BMY. A little bit boring, this one. It doesn't register on the growth screen anymore. It's looks like it's got a special dividend there as well. Moving on. RCH continues. Ergo's on volume as well. Yes, I've got a position in this one as well. It's been going sideways for some time, but zone alarm. This was one we had a look at on Monday, was it? It's a REIT, or Real Estate Investment Services. REIS. Moving on. Cape, higher high. So trail point, also potential add point for those who've got that big cushion from that first base. Me, I was too slow. Should have cheated the base. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. So I'll just quickly, we'll just have a quick interval and let's have a look at BKS here because it's got some block trades hitting it. Are they block trades? Not so much. Just got it. Yeah, they're not block trades at all, are they? But it's got some trades hitting it today. And it's this is a do your own research because I'm sharing this one public. It's in a very interesting area for me. Small cap, low flow. You know, you can breathe on this thing and it'll move. And it's trading towards some pretty good full year growth. A little bit of debt below the threshold I sort of monitor. It is what it is. It passes, ticks enough boxes for me to make it a worthwhile stock to look at. Now, you know, a little bit of charting here. This is what we call a base within a bigger base, and this bigger base was a base with a little bit of supply. So what does that mean? Well, some meaningful levels were found once it traded here with a bit of supply, and this was a base within a bigger base with a bit of supply. So when we say a bit of supply, you could go and look at the share scope tutorial I did talking about supply. You know, the market likes these people here who sat through this. You know, they can cause resistance because close to sort of break even feels like a result. So go and have a read of that in the share scope tutorials if you're interested in that. I think you should be. It really does affect price. So we've just come down into the 10-month or the 200-day. Very normal action, building some right side here. What was resistance becomes support, and it's actually having a little move today. So if it's going to trade towards that growth, you know, unconfirmed, but it's within how many weeks or months of trading towards that. Obviously they can go either way, but you know, I look for the highest beta with the best growth I can find at any point in time. You know, it's and they can still fail. You gotta own it, you know. But I'm talking my own book. I got in on the base break. I want to add to this above 130. Moving on into today's small cap volume leaders. Glorious sunny day today as well. So it is now 10:17. We should have traded 26% to be on average volume. That would be 39% to be on conviction. We are on volume in the small caps as well. The market has been, we've noted that we've seen the increase in the end of day screens and the closing highs after I mean, yesterday I said I think you know, it felt like last week was the summer doldrums, but definitely, yeah, it could be early start of the month window dressing there. So let's go through these. SRC on volume today, I have a position. I'm riding it from where that arrow is there. So this one's doing extremely well for us. We'll see how that goes. Huge growth in the forward numbers on SRC as well. I'm just quickly having a look at this one again, because this was high in the GTRS, but I just didn't take the trade. Silly me. Yeah, a little bit of an air pocket there. Back and fill. It is what it is. Moving on. PXC, high five to those who are riding that CTP. It's going well in that area. EQLS, obviously this is way out of the base now, so we won't talk about it anymore. In MJH, swing point sort of building on that one, isn't there? This is a return to growth. I know I've been asked about this one a few times. MJH, obviously it's a bit shy of the sort of, you know, what I trade towards, just a bit shy on the gas in the tank, but turnover was up huge quarter on quarter. Something just fell from the sky here. No clue what that was. So moving on, first retrace. I'll just punch that in there.
Resistance is broken.
Drop it into a different portfolio so we can have a look at it later at the end of the day. Gold. This LEX, I know nothing about it. It's a CTP, POS, whatever you want to call it. I don't own any. Seems like some of the spread bet accounts don't like us to deal in these things anymore. Quiz out the base there. Scenic, just kind of done nothing, has it? It wasn't high on the list anyway. So reverse fold base, first retrace is a high probability, and there it was, and it's just gone sideways ever since. It wouldn't pass my growth screen. It's a POS all day long. Don't get upset if you hold it. It just is what it is. Last night's screening we saw that one as well. It's a lose less. Okay, that is today's volume leaders. I'll just quickly have a look what BKS is doing again. Yeah, you know, I do like the area on these. I'll shut up now because I just curse things when I talk about them. But it is, if you want to sort of see that area and then go and have a look at WATR, and you know, let's go back to WATR. Little base. There was two little base cheats in the right side of this base on WATR. Bigger base, you know, little base cheats there. Okay, we'll leave it there.